Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Patty. I go by Pattymac Makes everywhere online. In today's video, we're going to talk about a project that I started and mostly finished a year ago, almost a year ago. This was a project that took me like a year of collecting bits and pieces to get myself ready to actually make it, because it had so many like moving parts to it and new and different things and yada yada yada. So it took me a while to get everything together that I needed for it, and then I got it made, which also took a while because it had a lot of curved piecing in it and I had a little struggle with that, but it's done and I am ready to pull this out and work on it again. This is my Bauhaus quilt, and let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is a Zen chic design, and when I saw it, I loved it so much. I knew that I had to make it. Here it is. Very dramatic. It's massive. The way this quilt is designed, it's for 16-inch blocks, and I just thought, so big. So what I wound up doing was I sized it down to 12-inch blocks and made it into more of like a throw-sized quilt. And it was just more manageable for me in terms of getting the flying geese and all the curved piecing done. I made a few other executive decisions in the construction of this piece so that I could get it made. It did take me a while. So anyway, another one of the hang-ups that I had with this project was the backing. And the reason it was a hang-up is because one of my stumbling blocks with quilting is the fabric expense. As you know, it is insane how much money it costs if you're buying, higher end fabric at full retail. It's a lot of money. And the backing, it's one thing to buy the stuff to do the pieced front. Okay, that's one thing. But when you're talking about just buying 5-6 yards of something that's just going to go on a back, I have trouble with that. So as I was making this quilt, because of the way that I make my half square triangles and all of that, I wind up a lot of times having two, because I don't cut triangles and sew triangles. I think that's really hard. Working with bias is challenging on a good day, and for me to be trying to cut and sew large triangles, I just thought that is a mess waiting to happen. So I made 2 at a time half square triangles, as I always do, and I wound up with some extra pieces and I kept them, and I decided I wanted to do them as a pieced backing, and that would allow me to use what I've already got made and would cut down on the amount of backing fabric, so to speak, the yardage there, because roughly half now of the backing is going to be pieces I already had. So let me show you what I've got. And I've already sewn some of this together. So I have these 4. Okay. And then I have these 4. So my thought process is I'm going to wind up cutting like a 2.5-inch strip from this, which is my background fabric, which is a grunge basic in pearl. It appears here. I'm just going to cut a 2.5-inch strip to join these together, and probably going to do maybe around like a border of a 4-inch strip to the front panel as well as this backing panel. And I'll have to cut like, this is a 12-inch block, so I'll have to cut a 12, probably 16 wide, and then 48 long, or whatever this is. I'll figure it out for my backing. So Uh, the next project that I'm going to work on is going to be getting this pieced backing where I want it, and then get the border, in which I think I am going to go with a 4-inch border. We'll see, maybe 2.5 inches. I haven't decided. I'll let you know. Anyway, and that's going to be the next thing that I do, because I really want this finished. It's so close. I was so busy managing my garden last year and doing all the food preservation, and it just, I just couldn't do anything else. So the Bauhaus, I want it done. It's been sitting around here as an unfinished project far too long, and I'm going to dig in and get it all done. And here it is. I think it's gorgeous. I got it out to look at it yesterday, and I was like, it's time. I absolutely love it. I mean, I took some license with it, and I'll talk more about it when I get it all made and finished. But I thought you might enjoy just a check-in on this unfinished project that I'm going to work on, and as soon as it's done, I will let you know. I will tell you for binding. I don't know what I'm doing for binding. I've got quite a bit of stuff left. I'll show you what I have left. So I corralled everything for this project into my bus box, and that's how I've kept everything, and have all my fabrics in here. Most of the fabric for this project are solids, and I used a lot of Bella solids. I also had a few solids from Hobby Lobby, but I think everything I used in this project was from the Bella solids. So I'm going to pull from here. I think once I kind of get it with the border, then I'll audition what I want to put on as far as the binding color, and we'll just see what happens from there. I mean, honestly, like a black would probably look really nice, because it would just perfectly frame and set off the whole project. I'm not sure that a lavender, it's not really a lavender, sort of between a lavender and a periwinkle. I'm not sure it's dramatic enough to set everything off, but the blue might work. We'll see. And I have enough. Anyway, until I'm ready, everything will just go in here. And there's everything in one place. It's easy for me to find. And as I'm ready to start cutting and piecing the backing and figuring out the border situation I want to do, it's all right here and ready for me. So I just thought a check-in on that would be fun. And that's what I have for you for today's video. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I will see you again soon. And until then, happy quilting and happy sewing, my friends.